I didn't know you could spell.
No, I'm gonna give you. I'll make you a copy after I'm done.
Old ass.
You'll be okay.
Yeah,
Big ears. He needs an ear bra.
Brandon, look at me.
Brando.
Hey, I'll take some of them, Maddie.
Don't make me come back there, Eats.
No, before it gets better. Get back forward. Stand up. What?
What are we
Stand
doing?
up?
What are we doing?
You do something stupid, I'm dagging you.
Watch this.
No, I don't want.
No.
What are we doing?
Huh?
You guys know that.
Why are you here?
Are you been at school all day?
Sit down.
No, I'm gonna go dump some of that.
Thanks, laughing.
All right.
Also,
Okay. Eats.
Mr. Max said he misses me.
He lied.
I did
You did lie?
miss him.
Hey, what are you doing? I didn't get it. That's what. I was never here. That's why I bumped it out.
Zach can slap.
Things were so nice, actually, weren't they? They were really nice. Your hair looks great, by the way. It's fantastic, yeah. So there you go. You got attention, but at least your hair looks great, right? So, translations. For those of you that weren't here, I'm going to do the first one right now. Not that we didn't do it yesterday, right? But just in case you had any questions, here's how it goes. So A to A prime, what we're doing is we're translating, which is going to be via vector. So our vector is going to be negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because we're going to the left. And we're going up 1, right? Which means our rule is going to be subtract 6 from the x, add 1 to the y. So if we write down our original coordinates, all we have to do is apply that rule and we get our prime coordinates, which can save us some time, right? So if I've got A, that's 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B is 4, 2. And C is 1, 3. If I apply our rule, we're going to subtract 6, add 1. When I subtract 6, I get negative 4. When I subtract 6, I get negative 2. When I subtract 6, I get negative 5. That's our x values. When I add 1, I get 6, 3, and 4. Does everybody see how translations work? We add or subtract a slide. We cool with that? How did I figure out negative 6, 1? Because I'm going 6 to the left and 1 up. I'll say it again. How did I figure out negative 6, 1? Because I'm going 6 to the left and 1 up. That's my vector. That's my rule.
No.
Eads, how do you feel?
I already know all that.
Awesome, great. McCartney. Feeling decent? Turn the page. Basic reflections. We're not drawing perpendiculars right now. We're just going with the rules, okay? For this one, Eads.
Yeah.
I'm flipping it across this line. What kind of flip am I doing? A vertical flip or a horizontal flip? Nope, the line is horizontal. The flip is vertical. So when I flip vertically, notice that all I'm changing is this. This guy is still going to be the same left to right. All I'm changing is vertically, right? Vertical flip. So the x and y stay the same, but the y gets negated. See how our distance was 3 and now it's negative 3? So that's the rule.
So the next one would be a negative x, right? The next
We'll get there. Yep. So that's what's happening. We didn't change horizontally, right? To get from here to here, did I move left to right? No, I didn't. So x is going to stay the same. It's going to be negative 7 for both of these, right?
I can't wait until the second semester.
All right, shut it. Vertically, 3. Same distance, right? Because we reflected. It's going to be same distance on both sides of the mirror. It's just this one's going to be a positive, that one's going to be a negative 3. So we change the sign. McCartney? How you feel?
Pretty good.
Okay? So just prove this. A's coordinates are negative 7, 3. A prime's coordinates then are going to be still negative 7 because we keep the x, right? And instead of positive 3, it's going to be a negative 3. And that checks out. So that's the rule. Keep the x, change the y sign. For B is 1, 3. Keep the x, change the y's sign. 1, negative 3. Checks out, right? That's the idea. Ava, how do we feel about that reflection? I know we did it in class, everyone, but do you understand what's going on and why it is what it is? Vertical flip changes the sign of the y because it changes this part right here, direction-wise. Instead of going up 3, we're going down 3. Everything else is the same. Just these two. For the next one, we're doing a flip from here to here. Horizontal or vertical flip, everybody? Horizontal. So from here to here, it's going to change its sign. Whoops, sorry. Negative here, positive there. Do they change vertically at all between here and here? No. So the vertical stays the same, but our x changes sign. That's the rule. What once was negative is now positive. Negating means change the sign, right? A negative times a negative produces a positive. So if I start out at A, coordinates are negative 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I change the x, and I keep the y. And that checks out, 2, 7. That's the rule. Do we see how to come up with a rule? If you want, you can write all your coordinates down first, and then try to figure it out, right? Look, x's change, y's stay the same. So you can write down all your coordinates and then figure out the rule, or you can go from here and think about it logically. Horizontal flip, change the x. We're going to skip number 6. That was for self-development. We're going to move on from that. Let's talk about the last page, rotations, the thing we actually learned the other day. I'm going to do 2 of them. Which ones do you want to see? Which 2? 8 and 9. Who could have guessed? What? Yeah, I can. 180 degrees counterclockwise. So when we rotate, gentlemen who were not here before, we're rotating about the origin. Today that's going to change, but yesterday it was always the origin, okay, because it makes it a lot easier. So imagine a line between the origin and C. When we rotate, we're just going to rotate it around there. That line is always going to be the same length when we rotate it. Just going to flip it around, right?
Is it clockwise the other way?
It doesn't matter for 180 degrees, and I'll tell you why. If we take something like a line, it's not going to matter. Eats, pay attention. If I have something and I rotate 90 degrees, well, if I rotate one way versus the other, it's going to change it, right? Clockwise versus counterclockwise, you're going to end up in different locations. But if I rotate 180, if I go this way, I end up in the same location as if I had gone that way, right?
Yeah, but C would be in a different place.
Nope, being the same. Watch. C is on the end of this pole, okay? If I rotate 180 degrees going your direction, this is clockwise, right? Yeah. It'd be the same as if I rotated counterclockwise, right? Ends up in the same spot. Yeah, Alex.
I feel you.
It will be different. C should be on top. Really counterclockwise.
Hold that thought, I'll prove it to you. Okay. First off, I'm going to do C first, because C is the most interesting point. So, gentlemen, here's what we're going to do. Instead of drawing a line, Eads, shut it. Instead of drawing a line from the center to C, I'm going to draw an L from the center to C. Little PFAG thing going on here, right? A little bit. And so the idea is if I rotate that L, I'll rotate C. So I'm going to rotate the blue part first. Blue part is horizontal, and it is pointing this direction, right? If I rotate 90 degrees, it'll be vertical. If I rotate 90 again, it'll be horizontal once more, but it's pointing left. Right for you. My left, your right. So same thing, but it's going to flip over here and point to the right. It's 6 in length, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Length doesn't change. Now, that red part, currently like this, right? Pointing downward. If I rotate 90, I'm here. Rotate 90 again, I'm here. So it's still vertical, but now it's pointing up. So that red part is going to still be at the end of this blue part, but now it's going to be pointing up. Same distance, 2. That's where C prime is going to be. Now, I flipped it this way. counterclockwise. What if I had done it clockwise? Alex, I'm going to do it clockwise now. I did it counterclockwise. Now I'm going to do it clockwise. That blue part, pointing this way, right? Pointing this way. Yeah? When I rotate it 90, I'm going to do it regular clockwise, which
I see.
for you is this way, right? And I do it again, it's still going to be pointing that way. Still going to have that guy sticking out of here. Again, you can imagine. Yeah, that's not going to work. Never mind. I don't know where my small ruler went. Doesn't matter whether we rotate it 100 degrees this way, 180 degrees this way, or that way. It's going to end up in the same spot. See that leg? If I rotate it, it's going to kick that way still. Did you try to eyeball it instead of drawing your L's? You drew the L? And you drew the L like this. And then you drew your other one going down? Okay, so the idea is, look at this one, it's pointing downwards, right? Just focus on the red part. 180 degrees, 90, 90. Which direction is it going to point? Up. That's okay. Don't worry about how you did it. You see it now, right? Cool. So again, break it down into the individual part. Just focus on the red part. It's down, 90, 90. Now it's up.
Now, is that
So draw it
going
up.
for every single one? That
Yes.
counter?
When I do it for A, I'm not going to draw an L because there's no way to make one, right? I just draw from here to here. It's going to be 4 in length, but when I flip it 90, it's going to be vertical. Flip it 90 again, it's going to be horizontal. So A is just going to end up over here, A prime. You dig? B just extends that a little bit more. So it's going to go 2 past this, B prime. There's your triangle. How you feel? Okay, let's look at number 9. Actually, hold on. Let's write the rule. A and B are kind of weird because they have zeros in them, so I'm just going to focus on C to save time. C's coordinates are originally 6, -2, right? C prime's coordinates then become -6, +2. Carpenter?
What?
Please stop talking to Eads. Eads, please stop talking to Carpenter. Tucker, please stop talking to both of them. Both of them, please stop talking to Tucker.
I didn't say anything. You just want to wait it
My directions were for future reference. It had nothing to do with what you did. It has to do with what you might do in the future. Reference that rule in the future. I know, right?
Sir, yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. All right, so here's what we're going to do now. What happened to these coordinates? Eads. What happened?
They flipped.
They flipped, meaning the 2 and the 6 switched spots.
A and B went negative.
So 6 became -6. So we negated our x. -2 became +2. So we negated our y. Remember, negation doesn't mean make negative. It means change the sign. A -2, when you negate it, becomes positive, right? So our rule is negate the x and the y. Let's think about why this is. This is new for everybody, okay? So if you weren't paying attention up till now, time to tune in. When we rotate about the origin, let's pick a random point. His coordinates are something positive, right? That's what quadrant he's in. When you turn 90 degrees, that's going to make this guy end up over here somewhere. Has to. Anything that's over here is going to flip over here 90 degrees, going counterclockwise. Now this quadrant has negative for x, positive for y. I'm sorry. Yes, that's fine. That's a 90-degree turn, right? Everybody cool with that? A 180-degree turn is when you flip it twice, right? 90, 90 again. So it's going to end up somewhere down here. This quadrant, x values are going to be negative or positive? Negative, because you're going to the left. Y value, negative or positive? Negative, double negative. So if you flip 180, Tucker and Eads, zip it. Both signs change. What if we started here? Well, if we go 180, we're going to end up here. X in this direction, positive or negative? Y in this direction, positive or negative? Do you see how both signs change? No matter where we start, both signs will change. No matter where we start, both signs will change. That's the rule. Makes sense. Has to be, right? Not going to be anything else. Let's look at number 9. Try to figure out that rule and then explain why it is. From the origin, let's draw our L's. I'll do A first. Whoops, I went too far. We're going to do C first. Here's our L. Focus on the individual pieces. Blue piece, pointing that way. If I go 90 degrees and I'm going clockwise, right? Clockwise for you guys is this way. So it's going to be going from horizontal to vertical, right? Pointing which direction, up or down? Up. So that piece right here is going to rotate this way, and it's going to be up. 6 in length, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 in length. Cool? Now focus on the red piece. Red piece is pointing up, right? If I rotate clockwise, that's this way, it's going to be pointing which direction? To the right. Horizontal and to the right. Same length, 3. There's C prime. How do you feel about that? All right, cool. I could do the rest of those the same way. I'm not going to. I'm going to think about the rule. Check this out. What once was horizontal became what? Vertical. What once was horizontal, doesn't X deal with the horizontal?
Yeah.
Became vertical. What once was vertical became horizontal. Follow me? All right, let's write the coordinates for C and C prime. And let's try to figure out what the rule is. And why. That's a C. C is -7, +3. C prime is 3, 7. What happened? We flipped them. The X and the Y's changed spots. And what else? The -7 became +7. This one changed its sign, right? Does everybody see how the -7 became positive? This one changed its sign. Negate. That's the rule. So not only does one of them change its sign, but they flip. The question is, why is that? Check it out. This guy's -7, right? When I flip him, what does he become? I'll try it again. This guy's -7. When I flip him, what does he become? +7. So his sign changed, didn't it? Right? Oh, sorry, my bad. This guy's a +3. When I flip him, what does he become? Still +3. Doesn't change his sign. So this guy changes. The X became a Y, and the Y became an X. What was once horizontal became vertical. What was once vertical became horizontal. Whenever you do a 90-degree rotation, this happens. What once was horizontal became vertical. What once was X became Y. What once was vertical became horizontal. The X and the Y change spots, right? He was an X before, but when I flip him, he becomes the Y part of the coordinate, right? That's the idea. So the X and Y switch spots. That's why. What once was X is now Y. It's now vertical. And one of them changes the sign. This guy does. What once was here changes the sign. -7 becomes +7. Do we see how this guy changed, right? And so this guy's going to get the negative. We cool with that? Do I have you at like 25%? I'll take 25 for now. I don't want you to memorize these rules, right? When it's 90 degrees and clockwise, we switch the X and the Y and we negate the, no. Think about what it means. Either look at the coordinates and figure it out, right? They switched spots and this one changed. Or think like this. Well, once was horizontal became vertical. X's and Y's switch. This guy changes sign. For number 7, I'm going to just flip it really quickly. Here, 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 there's C prime. Here, 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 that's B prime. And then this is 6 out in this way. So there's our triangle after the rotation. Let's talk about the rule. Here's the L for B. Here's the L for B prime. Think about what happens here. Blue part, horizontal or vertical? Horizontal. When I rotate it, what is it? So what once was horizontal became vertical, right? What once was horizontal became vertical. The red part, what once was vertical became horizontal. So what once was vertical, Y, became horizontal, X. Now let's see if there's any sign changes. This blue part right here, it's pointing to the left. Left is negative, right? Now that it's pointing down, is it negative or positive? Still negative, right? These guys don't change. McCartney, going up, positive or negative? When I go here, I'm going to left. What is it now? So the Y changes. Changes direction from going up to down, right? Negatives have to do with direction, up or down, left or right. X has to do with horizontal, Y has to do with vertical. So what once was going to the left and up is now going down and to the left. X and Y's change spot. Once was horizontal is now vertical. Horizontal part becomes vertical part. Vertical part becomes the horizontal part. This guy changes signs. Yes, Alex.
Why is the X negative?
Because the X here was this originally, and it stayed negative after we moved it. So it became vertical. The X became vertical. I'm sorry, let me say it again. This became vertical. This became horizontal. What once was up is now going left. Up and left. Up is positive, left is negative. So that's why these change.
I was thinking it wrong.
Do you see it better now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Again, can you come up with that rule a different way? Sure. Write all your coordinates out, see what the pattern is, right? We did that here. We wrote out our coordinates. We said, oh, look, that one changes, that one changes. Cool, awesome. Or you can think about what it means. It's up to you. Thinking about what it means is going to help you today. I've got a big, thick packet with Triple C for you right now. I'm giving you lots of practice. This is due on Tuesday when we take our exam. This is. I mean, everything. Both those are.
Do I have to take that?
Yeah. I just caught you up right now. The day you were asking that little learner, I caught you up.
I'll come in on Monday.
Perfect.
So this isn't due today.
No, everything's due the day of the exam. It's just Tuesday instead of
So can I just do this and then
I know.
can I just do this and get
This
this
is
right?
all due.
Relax.
What is it?
I do with that, yes. Tucker, relax. It's gonna be fine. I'll explain. Relax.
Chill with that homework, my friend.
Yes. Yes.
Worry about it.
All right. So,
No, she's
morons.
Okay.
And the reason I call you this is because you're all a bunch of whiners. Really, I should just call you whiners.
Dude,
Tide Pod.
Brandon,
Tide
What?
Pod.
what are you talking about?
Matt, I got a question.
That one should teach me a lesson.
Matt, can you come here? I got a question.
No, not yet. Why is it so thick? 2 reasons. One, I killed extra trees. I forgot to hit double-sided. My bad. I tried putting it back into the tree. It didn't work. I know.
Wow.
2, the answers are on the next page. That's a great question. Why did I do that? Here's the deal.
So we know how to
Just
do
like
it.
I normally teach math, I don't care about the answer. Homework is for your health. It's practice. Everyone loves examples, right? Here's examples. Why do you need so many examples? Because on Tuesday, you're going to have to do this. And on Monday, we're reviewing. Will we have time to go over this in class on Monday? No. So guess what? By giving you the answer, we did go over it in class on Monday. Because it's right there. You can copy it down. That's fine. I don't care. Everything's made up of the points don't matter. Homework is not meant to punish you. It's meant to help you get ready for the exam. So you can check your work here. I don't give homework on the weekend. Why are you giving homework on a Friday? Because it's not due till Tuesday. So you can wait until the end of Monday to do it if you want. No homework on the weekend.
Oh,
Yes, please. Yeah.
I got a question.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not done yet. So you can copy this down and turn it in. But the point is to give you practice so you can actually do it on the quiz. I want you to turn it in, not because I'm trying to be neat about it, because I want to give you free points, right?
That's right.
Or I could not have everybody turn it in,
Actually, I got 2 questions.
and you wouldn't get free points, right? So let's turn it in for a grade. What's your question?
Oh, this exam thing, that's just like a test.
Tuesday, yeah, quiz.
It's just, oh, it's a quiz.
Yeah, quiz. It's just not this Friday because we had a shortened week. We missed the first 2 days, so now we're using the next day, the next weekend. No. The what? I'll explain how to do it. We're going to do it together. We're going to do 2 together. The rest will be on you. Yeah.
Do I have to do that back?
Oh.
Also, did I fail my quiz?
Is it a 0 in the grade book?
Yeah.
Then you probably did, yes.
Said quiz 5.
Yeah, probably.
Did you get
I don't know.
graded yet?
No, I grade everything on the weekends, and the reason is because I have literally no time to do it during the week.
Fair enough.
I'm going to make 2 copies, one for you and one for McCartney of the thing I just did, and then you'll finish the rest of it, okay? Remind me at the end of class to make a copy for you guys. Okay? Here. All right. We're going to do 2 of these together. What's different about this than what it was the other day is that we're no longer going to rotate about the origin. We're not swinging around this. We're going to swing around some other point, and they give that to you. So, Alex, that's what that means there. So let's go over it. I'm going to do 2 together. Then we're going to look at the answer key, and we're going to learn a little bit extra. But it's not going to be on the quiz, so it's going to be fine. I'm just trying to stretch your knowledge here. It worked really well with 3rd hour and 4th hour. We're going to try it with you guys. So, first, meat and potatoes, the thing you're here for. Our origin, or our center of rotation, they gave us -1, -5. So we're going to plot that. -1, -5. I'm going to call it R for center of rotation. I'm not going to call it C for center because we use C a lot of the time for our triangles. So first thing I want you to do is plot R, which is this right here, your new center of rotation. We're going to be swinging everything around that. And then I want you to label your points like I am. A, B, and C. Those are the vertices of the image you're going to rotate, the triangle. So do that. Tucker, I think this is yours. Debbie, watch out. I'm going to try not to hit you.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is.
I was wondering.
Nice catch. You left it on my desk the other day.
You could at least went. No respect at all.
All right. So instead of drawing our L's from the point to the origin, we're just going to draw it to the center of rotation. That's it. So let's do A first. A is really easy, right? Here's our line from there to the center of rotation. We're rotating clockwise. Clockwise is the direction a clock goes. That's this way. Right? Clock goes that way. Well, for you guys, it's this way. So we're going to take that bit right there, pointing that way, right? We're going to rotate it clockwise, 90. So which way is it going to point now? Upward. Vertical and upwards. So now A prime is there. That's not so bad, right? 90-degree clockwise rotation. Let's rotate B now. B is going to be the same blue line, just extended further, right, from our center of rotation. But now it's going to have an L, unlike A. Once again, the blue part is pointing to the right. Sorry, your left. It's pointing to the left. When we go 90 degrees clockwise, we end up here. So just like the other blue part we just did, it's going to point the same direction. It's just going to be longer, right? So we rotate that up. It's just going to be longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in length. So there's the blue part. That red part, it's vertical. In which direction is that red part currently pointing? Up, right? Red part's pointing up. When we rotate it 90 degrees clockwise, it's going to go horizontal. Which direction will it point? Red is pointing up. We go 90 degrees clockwise. It's going to point to the right, isn't it? So that red bit is going to point to the right. Same length, 5 squares, right? But to the right. And that's where B prime is going to be. How are we feeling, Eads?
All right.
Do we see how that L rotated this way? Let me zoom out. We had an L like this, and it rotated like that. 90 degrees clockwise. Make sense? Again, look at the individual pieces. This piece rotated 90 degrees to here. This piece was vertical, so when I rotate it 90 degrees, it's going to end up being horizontal, pointing towards the right. Right? Think of it like this. McCartney? All right. Corinne? Feeling okay? Okay. Let's get C now. So from my center of rotation, I'm going to draw my L. Don't get lost while you're drawing it. We got a lot of L's on this page. So, pointing that way, that's the blue part, right? It's pointing to the right. When I rotate that 90 degrees clockwise, clockwise is this way, what direction is it going to point now? Down, right? So the blue part's going to point down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The red part going to C is vertical, pointing up, right? When I go clockwise, I turn it 90 degrees. Which direction is it going to point now? Right. To the right. Ivy, doing okay? So to the right is this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's where C prime is going to be. Do you see the leg and how it swings down? Yeah. It's gonna be origin for some of it, and some of it's gonna be an arbitrary point, whatever I give you. Let's draw in our lines to connect our primes, and I'll color it in because it makes it a little bit easier to see the triangle. There you go. Now, if I did this right, check it out. Original, answer. Yeah. How do you feel? Let's rotate this one. What's our center of rotation going to be? 5, -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the center of rotation. There she is. Let's label our points as follows. A on the bottom, B all the way at the top, and then C to the right. So we know what we're talking about here. Are we not live? Are you kidding me? I'll have to upload it later. We are recording, yeah? Good. Okay. So from our center of rotation, we're going to go over to A. Let's do that one first. Six blue, and then down one in red. I'm going to rotate that L. Blue part's pointing to the right. We're going to rotate 180 degrees. So I'm going to do 90 twice. Doesn't matter which way we go, right? 90, 90 again. Which way is it going to point now? To the right. So instead of going to the left, it's now going to go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the right. Now don't just guess from here, because some of you guys are going to screw that up just by eyeballing it. Look at the red part. What direction is it pointing? Up, down, left, right? Down. If I go 180 degrees, 90 twice, bam, bam. Which way is it going to point now? Up. A lot of you guys said down on the homework earlier for that one triangle that you rotated 180 degrees. Oops, my bad. Speaking of which, we'll use that later. Up is what we want. And there's A prime. How do we feel about rotating that? Getting better? Manny? Doing all right? We draw an L between here and A, right? Normally we did it between there and the origin, but they said to do it between here, right? That's what this is. Okay? So we draw our L. This part's pointing to the left. This part's pointing to the left. When we rotate it 180, there's 90, there's 180, so now it's pointing to the right. This guy's pointing down. Rotate 180. 90, 90 again. Now it's pointing up. That's where A prime is. Better? Let's take care of B now. B shares the same blue leg as A, but it goes up instead of down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's going to be the same blue leg as A. The red part, pointing up or down? Pointing up, right? That L points up. When I go 180, which direction is it going to point now? Down. So now it's going to point the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Almost all the way. One short. There's B prime.
B prime, you said?
Yeah, B prime. right? That's what we call it when it changes, B to B prime.
Right.
Lastly, C. It shares the same blue leg, it just splits early. So 4 here, 4 there. If the red part's pointing up, what's it going to point when we flip it 180? Down. So we're going to go down, and it's 9 in length. So that's going to be C prime.
I'll swap closer up here.
There's our triangle, because coloring's fun.
Zach, what the hell are you doing?
Zach, find a seat.
How to squat. Okay.
How do we feel about rotations?
Church.
I want you to practice as much as you need with the rest of these. I have the answer key there for you. Make sure you're good to go, because your quiz on Tuesday is going to be rotations about 0, 0, rotations about whatever point I give you, translations, right, find the rule, and reflections, find the rule. It's going to be just those 2 homework assignments put together, basically. Eid, sit down. Kayla, where are you going?
You gotta sit down.
I get my tea.
Nope, sit down, everybody. Everybody sit down. Nope, sit down. Chill. Relax. Now go.
Have a good weekend.
See you later. Bye. I'll get you your tea.
See you later, nerd.
What?
Who you calling nerd?
Yeah.
How's it going, Alex? You what?
Tired and I took my headphones. My headphones on.
Gotcha. You left game club early yesterday. Everything okay?
Did I?
A little bit early. Yeah.
I hadn't said a minute last night.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if something happened or if it was just your heading out early.
It was, I was even going to do 10 minutes last night. I was going to play. We were just cleaning up and no time on it.
Got it. Okay.
I need my lunch card. That's in my phone case. Can I just have the phone? Please. Oh my
For the rest of
god.
the day. I know. Have your teachers been enjoying it? No? See you in homeroom.
So you'll cut it out, color it, and then make sure that you write.
Are you going to be here Monday and Tuesday next week?
Yes. Of what each one was.
Good.